Hi everyone, and it's the last day of the second week of online learning, and I hope you've had a really good week. I hope you've managed to get through all the work that's been provided, survived another week with your families at home, and are looking forward to a well-earned break over the Easter holidays. Had lots and lots of feedback from staff, from students, and from your parents and carers at home about how well you've been doing and how well you've been coping, and some of the challenges that you've been experiencing. So I hope you've had a good week, and well done on completing week 2. Just got a few things that I wanted to run through like last week. Firstly is something that I really need your support with. Just feedback from some of the teachers is that they are getting inundated sometimes with emails with questions. And we need to, as we said before the school closed, that we need to try and be really resilient with our questions, try and solve our issues ourselves before we instantly email the teacher, because some teachers are getting an awful lot of emails about questions. And they're very often questions to do with the instructions that are on the assignment. So please read the assignments really carefully, and that will reduce the number of questions, because sometimes the teachers just aren't able to get back to you because of the number of queries that they're having. Things for Easter to consider that I really want you to make sure you do. You obviously need a break, but you need to keep interested, you need to keep doing things. So many of you have had some kind of passion project or some additional project or activity that you're doing. You need to keep doing that. Do something creative. If you've got something that you can do at home or with your family, an activity on your own, then please keep doing that and keep in some kind of routine. If you are doing something over Easter and you're creating something, take a photo of it and you can send it in, because our tutors and our heads of year are creating a bulletin. Hopefully you've seen those bulletins every week that have gone out for the last couple of weeks, where they are showing really good practice and things that you've been doing. So send a picture of those creative activities in that you've been doing, and I'm sure we can publish those so other people can celebrate with the things that you've been doing. So keep that up. In terms of our actual learning, and particularly when we come back after Easter, something that is going to be really important is keeping our routines going. And I know much of the feedback that we've had, particularly from your parents, is about how good it is to keep into the routine of the school day. And many of you are still doing that, and that is the best thing to do. Get up on time every weekday and get on with your learning in a timely way. Have break and lunch time, just like the school break and lunch if you want to, and it works really well. On Sunday, I was reading a really interesting article, which you could pick up and see or some information about it on the internet, by a guy called Terry Waite. Terry Waite was a special envoy to the Middle East quite a few years ago, and he was actually held hostage by Hezbollah in Beirut, and he was held hostage for 5 years, and he was held hostage in solitary confinement, literally chained to a wall in a cell in the dark for 5 years. And he came through that, and he had some really great tips in this article. Because of the isolation that we're all experiencing, he was asked to write this article, and one of the key things that he said was keep to that routine. Keep every day, have a routine that you've got to stick to, and have little goals. So just make sure you think, right, what have I got to achieve between now and lunchtime? Then what am I going to do in the afternoon? And even though he had nothing in his cell, literally, and quite often he was tortured and he was beaten, and he had a hood over his head very often, and he was always in the dark, he set himself little goals just to get him through, mind games, stories, ways of getting through each day. And that was very successful for him. And he said it was the only way which got him through. So although we are hopefully never going to be in that situation, and hopefully you don't feel like it's like being in a cell at your house or wherever you live, but setting those little goals every day to make sure you keep a routine is really important. And when you come back after Easter in 2 weeks' time, we need to hit the ground running, so we're back to our schoolwork, and make sure that we're doing everything that we need to do. Please look after your family over the Easter holidays. Please make sure you contribute, help out. It's going to be tough for your folks at home, as well as it is for all of you, spending so much time under one roof. And this isolation is going to get harder, but it's going to go on for a bit longer. So you've got to find really creative ways to get through the days. It's slightly easier maybe when you're doing schoolwork, so the next 2 weeks are going to be different and are going to be a bit of a challenge. But everyone's got to be really, really patient, and it's a real test of everyone's character and a test of what you can contribute to your own family to make sure that everybody gets through it successfully. So I wish you all the best in the world for the next couple of weeks. Enjoy your Easter holiday. Hope you feel like you've been successful over the last 2 weeks. Have a good break,